Hoover Stadium. Number 3 Penn State, number 6 Oregon. On 1st and goal. Allen, touchdown! Catron from 4 yards out, and Penn State has the lead. Dennis Sutton, a free runner. More on the run, wide open. Gary Bryant, touchdown! One play is all they need to take the lead. Aller, sideline. Oh, it's picked! Dylan Thieneman calls game. That's a walk-off whiteout winner for the Ducks.
They're coming off an overtime loss at home to Oregon. They cannot afford to slip up here today. What's been a big day for Iam Aliava. He's ready. Zigzags, heading right, heading end zone. Touchdown! And we've gone from a funeral to a festival in Pasadena.
Hands to Kamalafe. Burst away at the 5, he's in. Touchdown!
The Northwestern Wildcats have come into Happy Valley and beaten the Penn State Nittany Lions.
James Franklin got fired at Penn State.
And with that, long-time Penn State assistant Terry Smith steps into the spotlight as the interim head coach. Here he is moments ago with Caroline Pineda.
Coach, a lot has happened this week. What's the last thing you told your team before taking the field?
Empty the clip.
What's their mindset right now?
We got nothing to lose, everything to play for. Nobody thinks we can do it. We're going to shock the world tonight.
Your quarterback, Ethan Grunkelmeyer, makes his first start, and it's here on the road. What do you want to see from him?
Just to manage the offense, control the crowd, get us in the right play call, and then just make the easy decisions. We got to get the run game going. That'll make it easy on him. He's ready. He's had a great week of practice. I'm anxious to see him play. I'm excited. It's going to be a show tonight.
Coach, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Paul?
Caroline, Terry, thank you very much. Other sideline, Kirk Ferentz during the week, fully aware and respectful of what's going on at Penn State. He said, listen, they've got 3 highly respected coordinators, good players at every position. We're going to have our hands full. We expect their very best tonight. We were worried about a little rain for a lot of the week, but as we've gotten closer to Saturday, the wind has been here. A little inside of 10 miles per hour, but it's not supposed to rain until later in the evening. Temperature, a beautiful 71 degrees here in mid-October. Now, the last 3 meetings between Iowa and Penn State here at Kinnick Stadium have been decided by 6 points or less. They've all had excellent energy from the crowd. As you can see, it's a stripe out tonight in black and gold. Iowa won the toss. They chose to receive. And we shall see if Gabriel Wosu gives a chance to Caden Weegan, number 1 in the nation in combined kick return yards. A lot of anticipation for this one. Here we go. Nittany Lions and the Hawkeyes. Hawks will begin at the 25-yard line. At quarterback, Mark Gronowski, last time he was on the field here at Kinnick, suffered a knee injury in the 4th quarter, prevented him from finishing the Indiana game. Toughed it out after a bye week last weekend at Madison. Iowa won in a shutout. Told us yesterday he's feeling much better now, Mike, and much closer to his dual threat self.
Yeah, he is a dual threat quarterback. His legs are going to come alive and be an important part of this Iowa offense today.
Right next to him, Kamari Moulton. For Kirk Ferentz, he expects to play 3 running backs tonight. Look for Moulton to get the most carries. And there he is off the right side. Penn State's defense makes sure there's not much there. And he picks up 3. Dominic DeLuca with the stop. As for the Iowa offense, yes, in the backfield, it's been musical chairs, as Kirk Ferentz said, but Moulton expected to be the guy here today. Up front, they are leaning into the program's identity. This group looks to be the strongest part of the team. Up front, it's Logan Jones, the most experienced, the captain, making his 45th career start.
Really good, solid offensive line up front, Paul, for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Very consistent. It's almost like they've had the same group for the last 30 years.
4 wideouts to the right. That might be a backward pass. They tried to get it to Weegan. He couldn't hang on. And immediately, just like last week, Mike, they're trying to get the ball in the hands of 21. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Weegent is the guy that they want to get the ball to in space. Just a little bit of a bubble screen right here. Inside receiver, 4-by-1 formation. You don't always see the formation like that. But just get this kid in space. He has return ability. He excites the entire sideline when he gets the ball in his hands.
Penn State defensive coordinator Jim Knowles told us yesterday that getting off the field on 3rd down has been one of their major problems. See what they have here on 3rd and 7. From the pocket, over the middle, dropped and picked off.
Great play.
Intercepted. Zachy Wheatley comes up with a deflection. Zion Tracy batted the ball in the air.
What a play by Zachy Wheatley. Oh my goodness. This kid is always around the football. Oftentimes you're seeing him making the big tackles. You see Zion Tracy right there, who's a long corner, getting his hand in there. I don't know if he tipped the ball or not, but Zachy with a one-handed interception. Big time play from this Nittany Lion defense early in this ball game. Wow.
Jim Knowles telling us the 2 things they had not been doing, getting off the field and getting turnovers. In one play, they produced both. They set up the offense 1st and 10 on the 35.
Paul, we talked on the way over here. The first 5 to 7 minutes for this Nittany Lion football team is going to be vitally important. Right now, they're up for the challenge.
First snap on the road Ethan Grunkemeyer has ever taken at Penn State. Gives to Katron Allen, not much off the right side. Tracked down from the back. Ethan Grunkemeyer, for the first time since the 2022 season, Penn State starting quarterback is not Drew Aller. 20-year-old redshirt freshman Ethan Grunkemeyer making his first career start.
Yeah, his first career start here, Paul. This guy has a little bit more movement ability than Drew Aller. He has tremendous arm talent. I'm talking to guys on the field before this game started. They said this kid has had a tremendous week of practice.
Talked to him during the week. He said, "You more nervous or excited?" He smiled and said, "Trying to be more excited." His first pass is a short one to a tight end. Out to the 30-yard line, Luke Reynolds with his first catch. Gets him closer to a first with a gain of 5. Penn State offense puts an experienced group around Grunkemeyer. The running game for the 2nd week in a row will be built around Katron Allen.
Yeah, Katron Allen. This kid has tremendous set of eyes and vision at the running back position. Nicholas Singleton, the other change-up type back, he was getting a lot more carries. Katron has been the more productive back. They tend on featuring Katron tonight.
First tough situation for Grunkemeyer. 3rd and 5 from the Iowa 30. Allen cuts it back and won't get there. Got stuffed right when he tried to cut it back. Iowa's leading tackler Carson Shire. And decision time now.
Looking for, let's see what head coach Terry Smith is going to think of doing right now. Looks like the offense is staying on the field.
Iowa's defense on 4th down ranked #1 in the nation. Opponents converting just 11% of the time.
You heard Terry Smith with Caroline Pineda before the game. He said they're going to empty the clip going forward on 4th and 4. I think that's the word.
Play clock now inside of 5. Just got it off. Here comes a blitz. Grunkemeyer. Well, he got there. In his first start, makes a big play with his feet. Just inside the 20. Gain of 10.
That's the movement skills you get from Ethan Grunkemeyer right here. Great job by Ethan recognizing the blitz, putting his head down and just figuring out a way to get through and get the first down. Would like to see him slide right there and not take the big hit, but there's the swag that his teammates talked about during the week. Great job by Ethan Grunkemeyer.
And we asked him during the week what we might recognize as different. He said, "I'm going to be more elusive in the pocket than Drew." Showed up right away. Back to the ground game. Boy, that's a strong finish for Katron Allen. Running with authority, ran over Entringer. Gain 7.
Yeah, that's Katron Allen right there. The bruiser in the backfield for the Penn State Nittany Lions. Tremendous vision. This kid can find the smallest holes in any defensive set. See, Ethan looks like he's comes off the field. Jackson Smollett into the game.
A new quarterback, Jackson Smollett, who was in a battle for the starting quarterback position, for the backup position, lost out. He gets a carry down to the 10-yard line. So they were close, Grunkmeyer and Smollett, deep into August to be Aller's backup. Smollett comes in, he'll jog back out. Here comes Grunkmeyer.
Now people have to understand, offensive coordinator Andrew Kotelnicki, his background is dealing with movement quarterbacks. Remember Bo Pabula from last year and all the tremendous quarterback runs that he got out of Bo. Looks like now that quarterback run playbook is now up live with Ethan Grunkmeyer in the game.
Grunkmeyer back in, 3rd down and 1. He'll try it through the air. Looking over the middle. Can't connect with Kyron Hudson. Well, they just went for it on 4th. And this will be 4th and a yard if they choose to go.
Yeah, it's good coverage right there by T.J. Hall.
2nd down, pardon me, it's 2nd down. Plenty of downs to play with here.
Yeah, I was about to say you're trying to get him off the field fast, Paul.
That's right.
It's all good, though. But sticky coverage right there from number 2, T.J. Hall, for the Iowa Hawkeyes defense.
8th play of this drive started with the interception from Wheatley. Smollett back in at quarterback, runs the option, pitch to Pena inside the 5, and he's down inside the 1.
Really good play call right there from Andy Kotelnicki right there. True triple option. Smollett right there could have given the ball to the running back. He could have kept the ball himself. And obviously you saw him pitch the ball right there to Trevor Pena. Good run.
3rd and goal right on the 1-yard line. Andy Kotelnicki dialing it up. Said he told his quarterback to drive fast and let it rip today. Keeps it. Batted in the air. Incomplete.
It's a good job right there by that Iowa Hawkeye defense. A little bit of an unbalanced look from this Penn State Nittany Lion offense. Fake pitch one way, try to get a keeper back the other way. Good job staying disciplined on the back end. You see right there, Max Llewellyn getting his big paws up, batting that ball down.
All right, Mike, I promise you this time it's 4th and goal.
And it looks like this Nittany Lion team is going for it. Head coach Terry Smith, he wasn't lying. He is definitely trying to give his team a chance and a spark.
Play clock down to 3. Katron Allen behind him, got a hustle. Got it off up the middle. Didn't get there. And the flag is down. Xavier Wampa, the safety with the ball. Herkett came in to make the play, but a flag came down right before the handoff.
Let's see what that was.
Offside. Before the defense lined up in the neutral zone. Penalties half the distance to the goal. It is still 4th down.
Wow. So that safety, Cohen Intringer, is on 4th and short's been blitzing quite a bit. Got a little too antsy there. And they'll get another crack at it.
Yeah, don't get another crack at it. But again, pay attention to all the motions and shifts from Penn State. There's a new quarterback in the game. Check out that play clock, having to negotiate the time. That could become an issue here on the road.
Allen, late surge, got there. Touchdown, Penn State.
Great run by Katron Allen right there. He barely got that ball just across the goal line. As we talked about, you see Terry Smith right there, excited, getting points on the board on the first drive. The Penn State Nittany Lions. So look at the surge from this offensive line. You see Katron taking a little hesitation. Really couldn't get his momentum going, but he got the ball across the goal line. Let's check it out again. That's the power, that's the vision of Katron Allen.
Touchdown in each game. Barker's extra points up and in. Slow starts have been an issue for Penn State in this 3-game skid, but defense leads to offense. The Wheatley interception sets up the Allen touchdown. Penn State leads by 7. From the network that brought you The Office and Parks and Rec comes a brand new season of TV's Feel Better comedy. St. Dennis Medical premieres November 3rd on NBC and Peacock. Well, the Iowa Hawkeyes thought they had Penn State stopped on 4th down, but actually they were penalized 5 yards and gave them new life, Mike.
Yeah, you see right there, and this, to me, this is a symptom of the Andy Kotelnicki and the way that he calls the game, right? He formations you out of everything, right? It was an unbalanced line, and you saw the safety line up over the unbalanced piece that was off the ball. You see Katron Allen right there, excited of getting in the end zone.
And Weegan will once again not get a chance to bring it out. Iowa offense begins from the 25. All this building anticipation, Mike, for how would Penn State respond to the events during the week? Interception, touchdown right away.
Yeah, touchdown right away. You get the interception, and again, you mentioned it. It was something that defensive coordinator Jim Knowles told us this week. It's 3rd down and it's turnovers. You got to find ways to help the offense out and get those guys back the football. Zakee Wheatley came up with a huge interception, one-handed interception, and the offense pays it off. 10 plays, 35 yards, and took some time off the clock with 5.5 minutes.
And now the early game check for response, Mike Robb, goes to the Iowa Hawkeyes. And how will they come back? What kind of answer will they have after the first drive INT?
Absolutely.
Gronowski quickly with a blocker and a cutback. First down Hawkeyes. They have been working more to get the ball to Weegan, and that's why.
Yeah, there's Weegan again. That's the kid. They get him in space. He's electric. He's exciting. His return man ability starts to show up on tape. Just a little bit of a orbit motion right here. Just a little bit of a swing route out of the backfield. You get Weegan in space, making people miss first down.
Tim Lester telling us yesterday, Mike, we've got a weed section of the playbook. Right now it's 8 to 10 plays. We'll see if it grows. Gave him the first down there. The old school I formation for the Hawks off the right side. Breaking tackles and getting out to the 46. Just like last week, Mike, they're breaking tackles and falling forward early.
Yeah, just breaking tackles, running through arm tackles. You see a little bit of an unbalanced line there. You saw the safety step up on the line of scrimmage right here, showing blitz. You get the can call, and then you run weak. Great job by Mark Gronowski getting to the great run play and getting good yards. That's a good, strong run right there.
Good job by the young tight end, DJ Vanami, as well, leading the way. Come right back to that side. First down. And now inside of Penn State territory. Picks up 8.
Yeah, picks up 8. This is the Iowa offense that we're accustomed to seeing over the years. Inside zone, outside zone, combination blocking. This offensive line running off the line of scrimmage, giving the running backs clean entries into the secondary. You see Kamara right there bursting into the second level.
And he told me a couple weeks ago that he came to Iowa from Fort Lauderdale because you know the offensive line is always going to be good. And they look good right there. They found something with the ground game here. More space to go. And didn't quite get a first down, but he did get inside the 40. Another gain of 8. King Mack made the stop.
Yeah, good play right there by King Mack. But again, you see offensive coordinator Tim Lester motions the receiver in the backfield. He blocks back and then gets the running back entering the line of scrimmage that way. What that does is it crosses the second level linebackers up, and it really messes them up with the gap control. You see Kamara Moulton right there getting to the second level, finishing the run going forward. Good run.
Run game arriving tonight with some confidence after a Big Ten best 210 yards rushing last week at Camp Randall. Right back to it, more space, and a big run. Kamari Moulton has it going early. Campbell eventually made the stop, but that's his best run yet, 14 yards.
Yeah, Tim Lester is in his bag right now, just messing with the second level linebackers' eyes, right? You get a wide receiver going one way across the formation, and then you hand the ball off going the other way with big linemen pulling and getting downhill. Great job by Tim Lester.
4 consecutive runs now he's called. They've all worked well. Gronowski saying yesterday when we asked him about the passing game, he said when you're getting 6 or 7 a pop with the running backs, hard to go away from that.
Absolutely. Why throw it?
Xavier Williams, the new back, play action, drifting. Gronowski, and he just fired that one away.
Quarterback was outside the pocket, threw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. The play is legal.
Okay, we take a peek now at the Penn State defense. The defensive ends set the pace in terms of playmaking for that front seven. Denied Dennis Sutton is the top playmaker at that spot. Linebacker Amari Campbell, transfer from North Carolina, easily the leading tackler right now for Penn State. Safety Zachy Wheatley wears number 6. We've already seen him. Makes tackles all over the field, made the biggest play yet, had the interception that ended Iowa's first drive.
Yeah, Zachy Wheatley, he's the guy in the back end with the most experience. You see him, got the interception early in the game. He just made that tackle right there. This game is going to be told in the trenches, though, looking at those Penn State defensive tackles.
There's the freshman Xavier Williams. He was part of the Running Express last weekend. Picks up 4. We also expect to see Nathan McNeil touching the ball tonight for the Hawks.
Yeah, Xavier Williams, he's the number 2 ball carrier, at least tonight, for the Iowa Hawkeyes. 5'10", 225 pounds, redshirt freshman. This kid packs a load when he runs the football. Always downhill, great eyes, always finishes the run going forward.
Dazzled in his first game here at Kinnick by going over 100 yards in the first game of the season. Playing in his first Big Ten game here at home. Third down now. Gronowski to the sideline. Too tall. And he wanted Reese Vanderzee playing for only the 2nd time this season. And Drew Stevens will come out to attempt a field goal.
Yeah, I thought that was a good look by Mark Gronowski right there. You see A.J. Harris on the coverage, but you can't see it. They're a little bit out of the safeties are sitting at 10 yards. It's one-on-one on the outside. Whenever Mark Gronowski wants it, just got to keep it in bounds. Give your guy Vanderzee a shot.
Injured Penn State defender on the field. We can't get a read on his number. We'll keep an eye on that and report back after the break. Injured Penn State defensive lineman Xavier Gilliam. This is moments ago. He walked off the field, ducked into the tents. He is still there. The redshirt freshman out of Maryland. We hope to see him back on the field. Right now, the Iowa Hawkeyes attempting a 39-yard field goal. A notable one for Iowa kicker Drew Stevens. 1 field goal away from tying former Iowa greats and NFL kicker Nate Kading for the most in school history.
Yeah, I know that Penn State defensive front wishes Xavier Gilliam is going to be okay. Defensive tackle depth has been an issue for the Nittany Lions.
Stevens was 3 out of 3 last week at Wisconsin. This from 39 yards out. Snap hold, plenty of leg, and that is right down the middle. And he ties Nate Kading most field goals all time here in Iowa history.
Timeout on the field.
So Kirk Ferentz's offense responds in a positive way after the first drive interception led to Penn State's touchdown. 39 yards out from Drew Stevens. First quarter in Iowa City, it's Penn State 7-3. Tonight, don't miss an all-new Saturday Night Live with host and musical guest Sabrina Carpenter. It's an all-new SNL Tonight. Watch it live coast to coast on NBC and Peacock. Mike, remember the old Coneheads?
Yes,
on SNL?
I do.
We got the Cornheads here in Iowa City.
Okay, the Cornheads. I like what you did right there.
Have to give an assist to Matt in the truck for that
Yeah.
one. And the laugh
Good
we
job,
had
Matt.
over the break. Quite an evening here in Iowa City. Temperatures over 70 at kick. Both sides have scored, as you can see. Katron Allen with a touchdown. Drew Stevens just kicked a 39-yard field goal. Short kick will be returned. Oh, it was muffed. Picked up at the 11. And Penn State will begin 90 yards away. Cam Wallace had a hard time with that one.
Yeah, unfortunate for Cam Wallace right there. Going forward, just want to squeeze your elbows right there. The last 6 inches of flight when the ball is in the air. The human eye loses the ball. That's why you got to keep your hands high and elbows tight so that that doesn't happen. Lost some yards right there.
So Ethan Grunkmeyer, his first drive, he said thanks defense for the interception. This one he said, come on special teams. 90 yards away, but it's Jackson Smolik in. The 2 quarterbacks have been rotating. And Penn State starts out with success on the ground. A blue-collar run between the hashes for 8 yards. That's Katron Allen doing what he does.
Yeah, I like what Andy Kotelnicki did right there. See, the first drive, what he did was he set you up, right? He put Jackson Schmulik in there a few times. He kept the ball a few times to let this Iowa defense know that he will run the football. He will keep it. Second drive, you put him in there and you hand the ball off to Katron Allen. Great job, Andy Kotelnicki.
Bit of a homecoming for Smolik as well from Des Moines Catholic High School, a couple hours away here in Iowa. Play action, setting up. Did a nice job of keeping it, but gets drilled from the backside.
Yeah, you see Ethan right there. Looks like he made one read, and after that read wasn't open, he tried to scramble. I think people have to truly understand this is this kid's first start. Hadn't seen a lot of Big Ten defenses. A little bit of a fake, tried to get the explosive play action pass, ended up getting a sack, but they still kept possession of the football. Gotta like that part.
Brian Allen made the play, new quarterback again, Jackson Smolik, and Katron Allen next to him on 3rd and 2. Option. Smolik didn't get there. Hawkeye front 7 strung that one out. Jonah Pace makes the play. Punt team comes out.
Really good job by Jonah Pace and this entire defensive line of the Iowa Hawkeyes. They didn't penetrate. What they did was they played the line of scrimmage, strung the play out, didn't allow any space for the quarterback to turn the ball vertically, and made the play. Great job.
Brunkmeyer was in at wide receiver, by the way. Wosu punt. Weegan from the 40.
He got some space, Paul.
He's got room. And here he goes. Big return for Weegan inside the Penn State 40.
This place is electric. That's what the kid, Caden Weegan, gives your football team. All you have to do is put the ball in his hands and give him space. You see right there, he sets it up with a little hesitation and then goes to his left. And he is fearless with the ball in his hands. You see the Iowa sidelines trying to get a late hit on the Penn State Nittany Lions. Big time return, great field position for this Iowa offense.
26 yards on the return. Now they want that late hit. Not going to get called.
See, Kurt, he still has the energy to work those officials, Paul.
They told us anytime they actually kick or punt the ball to Weegan, it's like an extra offensive play. Sets up the offense on the 35. Flag flies, Moulton, and whistles blow just as he went down.
Last one. 88 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's our referee tonight, Francisco VR. So let's take a look at the late hit, no late hit. It wasn't called.
Yeah, he's taken like 4 or 5 steps out of bounds, but I believe 46 blocked the Penn State player into him. Reggie, what you think, brother?
This is absolutely correctly not called for a late hit. He was pushed into him, no foul.
Reggie, thank you. Gronowski, well protected, corner, overshot Phillips. Gronowski telling us yesterday that he's feeling much more comfortable passing the ball. Too tall this time.
Yeah, my bad, Paul. Didn't mean to step on you right there, but there's denied Dennis Sutton right here. Right, and Jim Knowles has a game plan. Last play, he lined him up right here and then put him right here at the start of the play. And I think what they're trying to do is run away from Deny Dennis Sutton, and Jim Knowles is trying to put Deny in a place where he can do ultimate damage. See him right there setting up late.
Gronowski off to a tough start. That makes him 2 out of 7. Seth Anderson, good spin move, but the Nittany Lions were there. Good pursuit keeps that to a gain of 2.
Great pursuit by this Nittany Lion defense. That's that name again, Hawkeyes Wheatley, showing up. This kid shows up and shows out almost every single week. great energy. He's a long player, and he just has a nose for the football.
Tough spot for any offense here, Mike. 3rd down and 13, but Gronowski just 2 out of 7 for a modest 14 yards so far.
Yeah, this is definitely not the position this Iowa offense wants to be in.
Drew Stevens has made 6 consecutive field goals from outside of 50 yards if they go that route. Bouncing, looking, middle shot, connects at the 28. Diving grab by Vanderzee, but it's 3 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, 3 yards short of the first down. It's good to see Vanderzee back out there catching passes. You see him right here, just a deep in cut. He had to come back to the football. That's why he was a little bit short, but he's the combat catcher for this Iowa offense.
Iowa offense doing Iowa offense things here, Mike, setting up the field goal team for an easier attempt. There's certainly not a chip shot here from 46 yards out. Stevens 1 for 1 tonight, connected from 39 yards out. And he pushed that one, just missed it to the right. Plenty of leg, but just offline to the right side.
Successful. The ball placed in the previous spot. 1st and 10 for Penn State. Timeout on the field.
Snap and hold were good. The leg power was there. Just pushed that one to the right. Interim head coach Terry Smith said yes. Penn State keeps that 7-3 lead. Near ideal conditions here in Iowa City at Kinnick Stadium for the black and gold stripe out. Good looking Big Ten scene right there. Penn State leading 7-3. Mike, Rob, I think a lot of Penn State fans and college football fans wanted to see what Penn State's compete level would be after this week. What have you seen?
Yeah, what I've seen is these guys have risen to the occasion. Again, we talked about what Terry Smith said at the beginning of this game. They're trying to empty the clip. That means go all out, leave nothing on the field.
Nicholas Singleton, he has seen Katron Allen get most of the carries these last couple of games. He picks up 2, and that'll likely be, unless they hustle up here, the final play of this first quarter. And they are going to get right back on the ball. Ethan Grunkmeyer, first start, and sharing time with Jackson Smolik.
It looks like they may just go in and end the quarter.
7-3 Penn State after the first, and with the first quarter in the books.
The first quarter.
You know what that means in Iowa City. Time for the wave.
It's time for the best tradition in college sports. Tonight's song was selected by our kick captain, Micah. Let's send our support and encouragement to the kids and your families at the Step Family Children's Hospital.
I didn't really know what to expect when I got here. I was excited, but also low-key terrified. Then my roommate turned out to be awesome, and I was like, this is good. This feels right.
Iowa City, Knights
And now the University of Iowa feels like home.
Yesterday, and I said, how about one positive from this week? He said, these guys want to play for Coach Franklin so much. He brought each one of us here inside the building, and we each failed him. We have to own that, and now our job is to right the ship and write the next chapter.
Yeah, Paul. As a former Penn Stater, as an alum, it was cool to hear that, right? To hear that that Terry and the coaching staff and this program took responsibility, right? It's the play on the field that got the head man fired. Talking to everybody before the game, everybody wanted to play for Coach Franklin. I think when you think about the alumni base and the guys that I've talked to, former players that I've talked to all week, I think we were a little intrigued or upset by the timing of the decision. but truly understand that we want to be considered one of the elite programs.
Bruckmeyer wanted Trevor Pena over the middle. They were not on the same page, and it sets up 3rd down and 8. I can just imagine the relief for all these players for just finally making it to game time after what the last 6 days have been.
Yeah, again, I was on the field pregame talking to a lot of players, and they just couldn't wait to get back on the grass, right, to compete, and just kind of turn turn the page on last week. They don't know what the future's going to be, but they all know that they came to Penn State to play great football, and great football is still an opportunity ahead of them.
As for what's happening right now, neither team has converted on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 8. Blitz. Bruckmeyer dancing, and threw that one away. Now, was that grounding? We've got a little conversation on the officials now. There it is. Flag comes out.
Intentional grounding. Penalty offense. Penalty is a loss of down at the spot. 4th down.
This is on the inexperience of Ethan Grunkemeyer right here. Again, you got the 5 guys right here. They're going to send pressure, okay? But this Penn State offensive line, they pick it up. You see Nicholas Singleton right there. He picked it up. Ethan didn't have to do all the scrambling. He didn't have to move. He just had to sit in the pocket and make a confident throw. That's the inexperience of Ethan showing up.
Wosu to Weegen. He just took one back, 26 yards. Fair catch that time. Made on the 34-yard line, and that's where the Hawkeyes will begin. Down to Penn State, 7-3. For more on Penn State's last 6 days and what this week has been like, here's Caroline.
Yeah, guys, you were talking about Terry Smith and what he told us yesterday. Nick Dawkins told me there's an overwhelming sense of guilt because we feel like we got our coach fired. Dawkins said change is always interesting to process, but we're doing the best we can, leaning on routines and focusing on each other. And as for today, as you mentioned, Dawkins told me a win would mean a lot to this team. He sees it as an opportunity to honor James Franklin and restore some confidence in the program.
Hey, Caroline, that was really kind of a theme when we watched what they said during the week, and when we interacted with them, they all took ownership and said, this is on us, and we got to go out and play with that kind of momentum. Off to the right side, nothing there. Nittany Lions in the backfield. And that's a loss of 3. Ivan Kamaju makes the play.
Kamaju right there. Check out, there he is right there, the defensive tackle. Defensive end just explodes off the ball right here. Takes an inside move and gets Weegen down to the ground. When we talked to Tim Lester this week, he said the strength of this Penn State defense is the defensive ends. They're deep, they're long, and they know how to play ball. You saw it come to fruition right there.
Puts Iowa in a hole here, 2nd down 13. Bolton the tailback. He goes up the middle, not much there. Back-to-back plays. The front 7 for the Nittany Lions step up.
See Keon Wiley right there, the young linebacker out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's a great tackle right there, coming from the backside, flying in there, making the tackle. When Tony Rojas went down a few weeks ago, it left a void in that linebacker room. They're counting on Keon Wiley and Dom DeLuca and guys like those guys to step up.
Iowa had been averaging nearly 8 yards per carry until this drive. 3rd down 11. Set up a screen. Moulton drilled right when he caught the ball. DeJuan Lane from his safety spot.
Good job by DeJuan Lane right there. No, that's not Nicholas Singleton. It's the other number 10. It's the defensive 10 right there. But I feel like Kamari Moulton, if he had to do this play over, just the spacing wasn't right. He was in front of his offensive lineman instead of behind him. Maybe if he was behind him, he would have had some space to turn and do work down the field.
That was Xavier Williams. Didn't have a chance there. Great play by the safety. And what a series of downs there for the Nittany Lion defense. Now, they blocked a punt in each of the last 2 weeks. Good protection that time. And a fair catch by Ross. What a punt that was, just inside the 10-yard line. Reese Dakin got into that one.
Timeout on the field.
Big Ten Saturday is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by Ford Blue Crews. Taking a look here at a classic September of 2017. Back and forth between the Hawkeyes and the Nittany Lions. A lot of scoring late, but in the end, Trace McSorley connects with Jawan Johnson 7 yards out, and that's the ball game. 21-19, Penn State comes back to win. And Trace McSorley, it just so happens, is on this staff here for Penn State for the first season. An offensive assistant working with the quarterbacks. And a little bonus there for interim head coach Terry Smith and for a young quarterback like Ethan Grunkmeyer as well. He starts this drive on top of the Hawkeyes, 7-3, and with Katron Allen next to him. Allen finds a face off the right side out to the 15-yard line. For more of the relationship between Grunkmeyer and McSorley, here's Caroline.
Well, Paul, McSorley has been impressed with how Ethan has handled himself this week, saying the only thing that has changed is his amount of reps. This is the challenging environment for Grunkmeyer's first start. McSorley told me this was the loudest place he played in either college or the NFL. He said the noise is not just a factor when you're on the field, but also when you're trying to make adjustments on the sidelines. And guys, I can confirm it is very loud down here, but that sideline communication so far has not seemed to be an issue.
Caroline, thank you. New quarterback again. Jackson Smolik off the left side goes Allen. That'll set up third down and short. We also talked to Trace McSorley yesterday before meeting with the coaches, and he said, boy, the fans are right on top of you here in Kinnick, and they don't mind talking to you in the game.
No, they don't mind talking to you. I can't concur with that, Paul. When you were playing in this stadium, you know, you wasn't hearing some of the language because you were the home quarterback. But as the away quarterback, yeah, you hear a lot. I think I had my helmet taken 1 year. The fans are close, but you gotta love this atmosphere. You see Ethan Grunkmeyer right here making his first start. The goal is to get a first down, though. Let's see what Andy Kotelnicki has in store.
On the move, tosses right on the money to Devontae Ross. Picks up 4 and moves the chains.
Yeah. Kirk Ferentz don't want to see too much of Devontae Ross, as he remembers Devontae Ross had a big day when he was at Troy last year against this Iowa Hawkeye football team. See Devontae right there making himself available for Ethan, getting the first down.
Mike, I didn't think we'd be inside 11 minutes in the second quarter before I could say first third down conversion of the day. You see what Devontae Ross did when he played for Troy last year here in Kinnick, crushed the Hawkeyes for over 100 yards receiving. Grunkmeyer, long throw, and again he puts it right there. Trevor Pena from Syracuse to Penn State hauls that one in, picks up 12.
Yeah, this kid Trevor Pena, this kid can run all day, Paul. I get tired watching him run in motion and running routes and running routes. He's the guy that can separate at the top of his route. He's also the slot guy they like to throw bubbles to, they will hand the football to, but he's the quick guy to get open for the quarterback of the Nittany Lions.
Been an ebb and flow for this Penn State offense, Mike. The last 2 drives prior to this one, 6 plays and only 1 yard. Got it back together now already with 2 first downs on this drive. Allen, not a lot there. Picks up maybe 1. Really interesting coming into this game that Singleton and Allen, Mike, have the exact same number of carries, 70. But Allen was averaging 3 more yards per attempt.
Yeah, and I think it just goes to what we talked about the early part of this game. Katron Allen, his vision, his ability to find the softness in the defense is his superpower. I mean, quite frankly, it is. And then when you look at Nicholas Singleton, his superpower is speed, being able to circle the defense, out-leverage the defense, and get around the outside.
Grunkmeyer avoids trouble. Boy, that was a tough throw and put it right there. On the move. He found Kobe Howard, his first catch of the season, gets him 14.
Yeah, Kobe Howard, the freshman out of Pensacola, Florida. Great job by Ethan Grunkmeyer right here. Even better job by Nicholas Singleton. Look at that block right there. Picks aside, just washes the defender by. You see Ethan step up in the pocket. This time he steps up with his eyes downfield, not looking to run. I think Ethan's starting to be comfortable back there in the pocket.
A degree of difficulty right there for the redshirt freshman was tough on that throw over the middle. Penn State already with 3 first downs on this drive. Allen hasn't found a lot. Give him 3 there to start. He had a season high in carries last week, and that was 16, and that was not by accident.
No, it was not by accident. This kid, again, great vision, but I know that run didn't look like a lot. He only got 3 yards. But through the course of a game, when you're playing a team like the Iowa Hawkeyes, they respect those body blows, right? They respect the fact that you're going to run up there and get the dirty three.
Second down, quick toss. And they get out close to a first down. Luke Reynolds, the tight end. Brings up third down and short. Picks up 4 there. Tight ends didn't have a single catch last week in the loss to Northwestern. And already on the board tonight with a handful.
What an impact tackle right there by Xavier Wampa. Oh my goodness, he brought the thunder on that tackle right there. From his free safety position. Came from about 12 yards deep. Good tackle.
Bruckmeyer on this drive, a perfect 4 out of 4. And this is 3rd and 3. Little pitch inside, and that works for a first. Good call, Andy Kotelnicki. Late flag flies after a 7-yard gain and a first.
Yeah, I think that might be hit to the head right there. See T.J. Hall and Katron Allen getting after it.
Personal foul. Targeting. 91 of the defense. This penalty is being reviewed.
All right, that calls against defensive tackle Jonah Pace. We'll see where he comes in here as we'll get ready to bring in Reggie Smith. And Reggie, we're waiting for 91. There he is, showed up right there at the end. What did you see?
Well, Paul, because he's a ball carrier, he is not defenseless by rule. So the only form of targeting we can have is with the crown of the helmet. Here, as we look at number 91 come in, he does lower his head, he does attack, and he appears to make forcible contact to the back of the ball carrier's head with the crown of his helmet. I see this being upheld in replay as targeting.
Reggie, it's been so tough this year. I feel like a number of times we've had this conversation in booths from me back to you where it looked like it was going to be targeting for sure, and it wasn't. But I don't know how they overturned that one.
Yeah, this is going to be awfully
After
hard,
reviewing
Paul,
the
as you
play,
mentioned,
there
to
is no
overturn.
targeting.
And
Number 91 may remain in the game. The result of the play is a first down.
Reggie, so once again, there's no targeting on that play.
No, there is.
Your response?
And, you know, it really is hard to get a grasp on what replay and command centers across the country are sustaining and overturning for targeting on the field.
Okay. Reggie, thank you. 91, Jonah Pace will remain in the game. Bottom line here, Penn State on the move, 7:29 until halftime. Their one touchdown drive came early in the game. It came with a short field after the interception from Zachy Wheatley. Since then, this is easily their best drive.
They have to continue to distribute the ball all over the field. Again, screens, wide receiver screens, draws, whatever the case may be.
Or toss to the sideline. Hudson. That ball is out of bounds. They wanted the former USC wide receiver, but that was good coverage from Deshaun Lee.
Yeah, Deshaun Lee did a great job forcing the receiver to the sideline. There's not a lot of space right there for Ethan Grunkemeyer to drop that football in. Good job by forcing the receiver to the sideline.
Bill Grunkemeyer in his first start, 6 out of 11, 47 yards. He's made some plays with his feet, just as Andy Kotelnicki said he would, and also as Ethan told us he would during the week. Empty backfield, quickly to the sideline. Caught, not much of a run. A completion for a loss of yardage. Carson Shire, the linebacker, made his way out there to bring up 3rd and long.
What a play by Carson Shire right there. There he is right here. Just beat the blockers, split the double team, gets in there, makes the tackle for a loss. It's a great job defeating the blocks of the Penn State tight ends.
Penn State 2 out of 2, converting 3rd down on this drive, but this one is 3rd and 12. As time, play clock now at 5. 4-man rush. Back to the sideline. Nobody home. A diving effort, but well out of bounds.
That was close, Paul. He dragged his feet. That was close.
And Deshaun Lee, good effort there. Brings up 4th down. Tough spot for Penn State because Ryan Barker is 0 for 2 from 50 yards plus this year.
Let's check this out. Hands on the ball. Oh, he's off the ground. Oh, it was close.
So they have the punt team in. They're not going to attempt a field goal. Gabriel Wosu, good effort by Lee, and almost Caden Weegan standing on his own 5-yard line.
The previous ruling of an incomplete pass is being reviewed.
So they will take a close look at the effort there by Deshaun Lee. 6:14 until halftime. Penn State 7-3.
After reviewing the play, it determined that the defender's right foot was on the ground when he maintained possession of the catch. It is an interception. 1st and 10 for Iowa.
Great job by Deshaun Lee hauling that one in. So it's kind of a good news, bad news. Penn State was going to punt anyway. So if they were to pin them inside the 5, I think they would have signed up for that, Mike.
They would have signed up for that one.
Excellent effort. He gets the interception. Iowa begins 1st and 10 on their own 4.
Yeah, but I bet OC Tim Lester didn't want to be backed up on the 4-yard line.
And Gronowski standing in his own end zone with the handoff, and stood up right away is Nathan McNeil. True freshman, and this Penn State defense has been awfully good here. No gain.
Okay, Dom DeLuca, I see you. See Dom right there on the tackle. One of the captains of this Nittany Lion defense.
They go right back to that side. A little bit more this time. Good finish at the end out near the 10-yard line. Picks up 4, but now Gronowski is in a tough spot of his own, facing 3rd down deep inside his own territory.
And Nathan McNeil right there on the carry. Let's see what this Iowa offense has in store for 3rd down. Possibly getting their mobile quarterback on the move in space. We can have a 2-way go where he can throw it or he can run for the 1st down.
Hasn't run it too much, Mike, as much as he would like to. Just 2 carries for 9 yards so far. They need 5 here. Gronowski, 4-man rush, stepping up. Jump pass. And a spin move, got it done. Xavier Williams, fancy feet, 11 yards.
Good job by Xavier Williams right here. First of all, being a running back, just catching the football while your quarterback was in a little bit of trouble. You catch the football, then you make a guy miss and get the yards to make the 1st down. That is a championship level play.
And quickly out to the right side. Penn State all over that one out to the 22-yard line. Caden Weegan stopped by Kenny Wosley. So the narrative about the Penn State defense in the first year under Jim Knowles was it was too complex for the Penn State defense to play fast and aggressive. And then Terry Smith told us last night there is a mandate to cut back, to scale back, make it a little bit easier, and let's see if these guys can just play loose.
Yeah, they need these guys to play a lot looser. You see Jim Knowles right there, very cerebral defensive coordinator. But that's one thing that stuck out on tape. Guys just being hesitant at the point of attack.
Jump cut by Moulton, got him some extra yards. And that'll be just enough for a 1st down. So Knowles had all kinds of success last year for the national championship team, the Ohio State Buckeyes. But in year 1 at Penn State, you can see he often needs that 2nd and 3rd year for his system to really kick in.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about this Jim Knowles defensive playbook. It has a lot of volume. They have a lot of adjustments. They have a lot of communication, and it takes years and reps to be able to learn this defense.
Kamari Moulton finds his way out to the 35, muscles for 5 yards. Clock beginning to come into play now, clicking and kicking. 3:17, 3:16. Interim head coach Terry Smith knows all about the defense. Has coached cornerbacks here the last dozen years. And again, small gain inside for 1. This drive for Iowa that started on their own 4-yard line moving, but the clock is also moving inside of 3 minutes.
Yeah, and again, Paul, the week before Coach Franklin got fired, there was a mandate to lower the volume of this defense. It's something Coach Franklin even saw before he was fired.
Gronowski, 6 out of 11, only 41 yards. 1 out of 5 on 3rd down today. Late blitz. Gronowski keeps it and slides. Where are they going to put him down? About a half-yard short. He started that slide too early, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, he started that slide just a little bit too early, but we have to remember the injured knee that he injured a few weeks ago against Indiana was that left knee. And when you're running left and you have to put that foot in the ground to plant to go vertical, that's one of those things he may not have felt comfortable with. As you can see right there, him starting to slide a little bit too early.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
So Iowa will have time to think about it. 2-minute timeout. They also have all 3 timeouts left. You can say the same about Penn State. Nittany Lions 7-3. Mark Gronowski thought he just ran for a first on 3rd down, but Reggie Smith, as we see, he started his slide a little bit too early.
Absolutely, and when he begins his slide at the 39-yard line, this is where the ball was properly spotted by the line judge here. Excellent spot, excellent job in replay to leave this alone.
Reggie, thank you. As you can hear, the fans do not agree with that call, but it was the proper one. So Iowa will punt it away now. 2 minutes left. Devontae Ross backed up once again, still backing up, and lets that one go in the end zone. Ethan Grunkemeyer making his first start of his career tonight.
Yeah, making his first start. And again, you see his legs show up right here in some of these highlights as he's avoiding traffic and getting down, putting his pass down and getting the first down right here. Big time throw on a 3rd down to get the first down. And again, another completion to Trevor Pena right there to get another critical first down. And this is one of my favorite passes of Ethan's all day.
Yeah.
Avoiding the rush, stepping up in the pocket, not running, keeping his eyes downfield, getting the big time completion. Ethan Grunkemeyer, this is his first game starting, and I know he had some nerves starting the game, but right now he's starting to get comfortable and get in his bag, Paul.
All 3 timeouts left. First start, how much do you let him do here?
I think the whole playbook is open to him because, again, Paul, what do you got to lose?
Shovel pass, incomplete, or was it picked? Iowa believes they picked it off, incomplete.
No, I think that ball hit the ground.
Forward and incomplete, 2nd down.
Dodge a bullet there, 2nd down, clock stops.
Yeah, they do dodge a bullet right there. Let's take another look at that play right there. Again, Nicholas Singleton is the guy you just want to get in space. I don't think they anticipated some line stunts by the Iowa Hawkeye defense, kind of messing up the timing of that play.
Grunkemeyer has settled in as he shared that spot quite a bit early on with his backup Jackson Smollett. Singleton got a little bit off of that right side. And now we'll see if Iowa starts to think about using timeouts. 1:36 until halftime.
The half, Iowa.
Penn State 7-3. It is Nick Dawkins, starting for the 23rd straight game at center for Penn State.
That's pretty cool, man.
Big play here on 3rd down. If they don't get it, Iowa will think about a timeout and getting points here when it comes back to them. Grunkemeyer over the middle. Picked off. Xavier Wampa turns the corner. Reaches inside the 5.
Xavier Wampa on the interception. What a play. Tips and overthrows. I gotta get those if you're a defender. Big time stop by this Iowa Hawkeyes defense. Great play by TJ Hall, the cornerback, staying inside, understanding what the receiver was trying to do to him. Xavier, I know he's going to be upset with himself he didn't score. See TJ Hall getting his hand in there right there, getting the PBU. Let's see how close to a touchdown this was. Ethan Grunkemeyer put his helmet in there, making the tackle.
TJ Hall leads the Big Ten Mike in passes broken up. That one leads to a huge pick. Wow. Hawkeyes in business now. 1st and goal inside the 2. Xavier Williams, the tailback.
This is what this Iowa team need. They can score now and get the ball back after halftime.
Brunkmeyer hit low. And he got inside the 1.
I expect a lot of quarterback runs or the design quarterback runs here by the goal line. When the quarterback runs the football, is true 11 on 11 football.
Penn State.
Okay, Penn State calls a timeout. This is normally the area where you would expect Mark Gronowski to keep it. 8 rushing touchdowns, one of the best in the nation that way. But with that injury to the left knee, running to the left is tough. Running to the right is not as good as it was earlier in the season.
The game clock, 1:22, 1:22.
But as he told us yesterday, I feel a lot better than I did last week. I want the ball in my hands in spite of my left knee. And in fact, he turned in his favorite plays last week to offensive coordinator Tim Lester, and Tim looked at it, expecting to see passes.
All runs.
They were all runs.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. This kid, Gronowski, wants to win football games. Put in a gritty performance last week. Gained a lot of respect after playing a little injured versus Wisconsin last week.
Quarterback sneak, got close. Inside the 1. They'll come check. Didn't get there. Yes, he did. The delayed touchdown for the Hawkeyes to put them on top.
Rolling on the field is a touchdown.
Touchdown number 9 for Mark Gronowski. The mobile quarterback for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Paul, you mentioned it. This kid loves the ball in his hands by the goal line. The Iowa Hawkeyes version of the tush push was a late call by the officials.
Have to speak up.
But he got in the end zone.
A big time assist from the tight end Hayden Large, big number 88. With a big help. And they continue to look.
Looks like Reggie Bush did a few years ago, about 20 years ago, in the Bush push. Don't get me started on that weekend, Paul. Okay, I lost my national championship that weekend in Michigan. They got a second put on the clock. A lot of Penn Staters already know that story.
A lot of talk about that play this week with the anniversary. We still wait to make it official. All right. Hawks on top 9-7, trying to make it 10-7 here. Quarterback sneak works right after the interception. And Drew Stevens makes it 10-7 Iowa. Coming up on the Xfinity halftime report, Ahmed Fareed, Joshua Perry, Chris Sims, Nicole Auerbach.
Test.
A look into the Penn State coaching search. Right now it's interim head coach Terry Smith, of course, and the midseason college football awards. They'll hand out a few of those. That's all coming up at halftime here. 1:14 left. See what Ethan Brunkmeyer does this time. The last time he was out there threw an interception, and this has been the interception to touchdown part of the field. Zachy Wheatley did it early in the game, set up Katron Allen for a short touchdown run. And we just saw Xavier Wampa with the pick. First and goal inside the 5 that Gronowski finished off with a quarterback sneak. Who didn't know this was going to be a low-scoring type game?
You know what? When you think about old school Penn State, old school Iowa, I mean, you got to love the low-scoring game. But I'm just happy the game is close. I'm happy the game is exciting. And I'm happy both of these teams came out to fight tonight. Mark Gronowski gets another rushing touchdown for this Iowa Hawkeye offense.
A number you can respect, 9 rushing touchdowns still in October.
Definitely can respect that. As I had a few rushing touchdowns at quarterback myself.
Well, Penn State will begin from their own 25. Okay, so on the last drive, critical down, they allowed Grunkmeyer in his first start. Tonight was the first time he took a snap away from Penn State. TJ Hall got in there and knocked that away. Xavier Wampa picked it off. He was thinking 6 right here, but didn't quite happen.
Yeah, it didn't quite happen. You see the play right here, but again, it's TJ Hall guarding a tight end. You know, and again, I'm not saying that the tight ends can't run slants and things like that, but maybe you throw some of these passes to your wideouts who are better matched up with the cornerbacks of the Iowa Hawkeyes defense.
Grunkmeyer begins this drive 7 out of 15, couple of picks. Katron Allen wrapped up just as he got to the line of scrimmage. Iowa still has 2 timeouts left, and yes, they used one. Stop it after a gain of 1. Zach Lutmer, the safety, makes the stop.
Yeah, good hit right there by Zach Lutmer. Like that kid. Defensive coordinator Phil Parker said this kid can play any position on the back end. Highly important, highly skilled player on the back end for this Iowa Hawkeyes defense.
And watching Lutmer play, I wrote down during the week, boy, number 6 is everywhere. Then I heard Kirk Ferentz say he can literally play anywhere in the defensive backfield.
He can play anywhere. Reminds you of shades of Cooper DeJean, who Philadelphia Eagles fans know exactly who that kid is.
See these numbers here, Mike, incredible for Phil Parker. Iowa and Ohio State, the only Big Ten teams that can claim to be in the top 10 scoring, total, and rush defense.
It's pretty phenomenal when you think of the track record of Phil Parker.
They're thinking about another stop, using another timeout, and maybe getting the ball back for more points here at the end of this half. Toss sweep, Singleton being chased, run out of bounds before he got the first.
Yeah, really can't run out of bounds right there. That helps Iowa a little bit more. If you are going to run that football, stay in bounds, force Iowa to use the timeout. Let's see what Andy Kotelnicki has on 3rd and 4.
Yeah, that was an assist to the Iowa defense. They're getting out of bounds, so they hang on to that timeout. 1:01 left. 3rd down and 4. See if they allow the redshirt freshman to throw here. Looks like he will. Empty backfield. But now Singleton joins him. Gonna pass. In trouble. Fires that one incomplete. Clock stops. Iowa keeps the timeout.
Yeah, I think that was another shovel pass right there out of Penn State Nittany Lions. The line stunts and the awareness of this defensive line of the Iowa Hawkeyes kind of thwarted it. We're going to see Nicholas Singleton right there kind of step forward. Just no room for Ethan Grunkmeyer to fit that ball in right there. Incomplete pass.
Regent, fair catch late. So Iowa sets up on the 25-yard line. 47 seconds left in that 1 timeout remaining. And you've got a quarterback who hasn't had a lot of success passing the ball this year, but he's made it clear he wants the ball in his hands at these times, Mike. And he is starting for the 62nd time in his career.
Yeah, so he has some experience.
Been here before.
Yeah, he's been here before in these types of situations. And what better reps than to get these game reps of 2-minute offense for the new quarterback for the Iowa Hawkeyes, Mark Gronowski.
He does start this drive, Mike, with 5 consecutive completions. And a field goal kicker who's made 6 consecutive from beyond 50.
Yeah, but you see this Penn State defense, this back end is standing at about 10 to 12 yards. They're not backing up very far.
Gronowski dumps it. And a good tackle there at the 27-yard line. Picks up only 2. Dom DeLuca, well done.
Really good tackle by Dom DeLuca right there. Really good tackle in space.
Inside of 30 seconds now. Gronowski moving to the left. Slides again, late hits, and there's a flag.
Yeah, Dom hit him a little bit late. But that was a late slide, Paul. Don't know what the referees will see right there. You see Terry Smith kind of arguing with the ref, saying, what is the defender supposed to do? see Mark waited to the last possible second to kind of really go into a slide. That's a tough one right there.
So that's 15 yards chunked up against Dom DeLuca. Huge for Iowa because they marched this ball out.
The personal foul was on number 0 of the defense.
Okay, so Iowa now, 22 seconds left. They have the timeout left. And a big leg on Stevens. They get closer to an attempt here.
See if this Iowa Hawkeyes offense can get some quick completions, use the sideline. They still have that timeout available, so if they want to throw the football in the middle of the field, if it's an explosive, they can get the yardage to get in field goal range.
Gronowski out of the backfield, now inside of Penn State territory, down to the 48-yard line. Wheatley with a nice tackle. And there's the timeout called after a gain of 8.
Third and final timeout of the half. Iowa, 30 seconds in duration.
Well, that was huge by Wheatley.
Yeah, great open field tackle right there, because if Kamari could have got to the sideline, it would have saved that timeout. You see Zaki right there. You love defenders that can have the awareness to still go at the football and still make the tackle. As you can see, Zaki right there. Really good impact tackle.
There you see Drew Stevens thinking about a chance here. Has missed tonight from 46, but has those 6 in a row from beyond 50. And we'll see if he gets a chance here now.
And this Iowa offense, again, working the sidelines, getting a quick completion to see if they can work the sideline and stop the clock.
Hawkeyes with no timeouts to the sideline. They go. Dangerous toss. Incomplete. Elliott Washington had cut in front of the receiver. 6 seconds left.
Yeah, that was close right there. Elliott Washington had his eyes big. He thought he could get his hands on that. Eye in the end zone for a pick 6.
Oh my goodness. Field goal attempt here from Drew Stevens. Have been talking about him with success beyond 50. And this would be well beyond 60. 66-yard attempt. Now the whistles blew before that.
Timeout of the half. Penn State.
That was about 10 yards short.
Terry's upset because he's like, the kicker got a free practice kick at it. Come on, I called a timeout a long time ago.
Well, he is a Penn Stater through and through, Mike.
Yes, he is.
Was a terrific wide receiver in the late 80s, early 90s. Had 1,800 yards receiving, and not too many receivers were doing that back then.
No, not back then in the 80s. When this Penn State offense was full of big-time running backs and offensive linemen and handling their offense that way. Terry's always been a respected guy here at Penn State.
Had a really noticeable calm intensity when we sat down with him yesterday, right?
Yeah, really calm. He understands his place at Penn State. There he is.
There he is.
Wearing the 8.
Wore it well. All right, 66 yards away for Drew Stevens. Of course, would be a career best. It would also give him the record for most field goals in Iowa history. Stevens had it blocked. Penn State picked it up. No score. Elliott Washington for 6.
Wow. Touchdown just what the doctor ordered for this Penn State Nittany Lion football team. You see Terry Smith, he's pumped up. Elliott Washington picked it up, scoop and score.
The quarter will be extended for 1 on-time down.
Let's see who got their hands on this football. Is that 54 Gilliam? Is that Xavier Gilliam on the...
Remember, he went out early in the game, went to the tent.
Yes, he did. What a push.
Wow, Elliott Washington scoops it up. And Penn State steals a late touchdown. Blocks a field goal from 66 yards out. Elliott Washington said, "I'll take that."
This is the end of the first half.
Wow. And Penn State goes to the halftime locker room up 14-10.
Wow. What a push by this Nittany Lion defense.
Terry Smith celebrated then. Right now he's with Caroline.
Well, Coach just told me he lost his voice already, but Coach, what a way to end the half. What was going through your mind on that play?
Well, what that play was, it represents who we're going to be all night. I told you guys, my guys are going to play hard. They're not going to quit. They're not going to give up. We had some calls that didn't go in our favor. We don't care. We're going to keep playing, and that represents the Penn State way.
How would you evaluate Ethan Grunkemeier's first start so far?
He's a little up and down. We got to get him with some consistency. The interceptions, the one down was actually better than a punt, so we're okay with that. The last one, I felt he forced that throw, so we'll get that cleaned up. Let him use his legs a little bit more. Just protect the football. We're in the game that we thought, and we're right where we want to be.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Paul.
Terry, Caroline, thank you very much. Opportunistic football for his Nittany Lions. An interception leads to a short touchdown run and a blocked field goal. Scoop and score for Elliott Washington. Halftime in Iowa City. Penn State leads 14-10. Let's take a look at the Big Ten Bulletin brought to you by Ford Blue Crews. 3 lead changes already in Iowa City. Penn State on down 14-10. Quarterbacks, Ethan Grunkemeyer, 62nd start. On the other side, pardon me, Gronowski's 62nd start. Grunkemeyer first start, neither one having a very good day, at least through the first half. The entire offense, modest at best, below average for both sides, struggling to pass and convert on third down. Not struggling, that's the Penn State special teams group. They score, blocking a 66-yard field goal attempt late in the second quarter. Elliott Washington took it back, and that's how they lead 14-10. Penn State, Iowa, Kirk Ferentz knows this rivalry well. The dean of all college football coaches, and for the first time leading the way on the Penn State sideline. Terry Smith, the interim head coach, had to love the way his special teams finished that first half. And now we get a look at Ethan Grunkemeyer. Moments ago, Caroline with Kirk Ferentz.
Coach, a blocked field goal to end the half. What did you see on that play, and how do you want to see your team respond?
That's totally on me. We shouldn't have tried that. It's too far out. Put you in a bad position, so we got to just keep playing on.
What adjustments do you want to make offensively?
We got to throw the ball a little bit better. We're having a little tough time throwing and catching right now. Obviously, got to get the run game going. Done a lot of good things there. They've done some things to slow it down, so we got to, try to play a little bit more balanced.
Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Aaron.
Paul?
Caroline, Kirk, thank you. Now we see the Penn State offense go to work. Katron Allen the back. They fake it to him. Take a shot down the middle. Ross. No flag. Brings up 2nd and 10. Zach Lutmer was right there on Ross.
I like the shot attempt. I like the attempt by Ethan Grunkemeyer. But look at that defense right there by Zach Lutmer, running stride for stride with the speed demon Devontae Ross. Even with the adjustment to the ball, he was right there stride for stride. That's big-time defense by Zach Lutmer.
Now they bring back in Jackson Smolik, the backup quarterback, who came in quite a bit in the first quarter, not a lot in the second. And he hands it off. Big hole for Allen. Katron Allen inside of Iowa territory. He picks up 29.
Really good play design by Andy Kotelnicki right here. Again, this is Nicholas Singleton, right? Taking the defense that way. You got some faking going on that way, and then the ball carrier goes right down the middle of this Iowa Hawkeye defense. Check this out. Watch the double team. See how the offensive line gets to the second level. And this is Katron Allen with his great vision, power, and look how he explodes into the second level. Big time run by the Nittany Lions.
He had 30 total yards in the first half and got 29 right there. Wrapped up after a gain of 3 that time. In traditional thinking, Mike would have a quarterback who's a redshirt freshman starting for the very first time of his career, never taken a snap on the road, lean on the running game as he goes out for Jackson Smolik. But Iowa has the #1 rush defense in the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Which one of these superpowers are going to give? You see this Iowa defense, they're tough in the middle, big-time defensive tackles who make plays. You see Aaron Graves right there, splitting double teams and bottling up the run game.
Singleton and Allen on the field right now. They hand off inside. Once again, Iowa's defense is there to bottle up Allen and set up a 3rd down and medium. See which quarterback they let take this snap here. It looks like Runkmeyer will come back in, and Smolik jogs out. This is the way they started the first quarter, too.
Yeah, it is the way they started the first quarter, and it seems like Andy Kotelnicki sees something, and he's trying to set something up for later on in the game. Big-time play calling by Andy Kotelnicki.
3rd down, Runkmeyer only has 11 total yards passing. He did pick up a big first down with his feet early in the first.
Lots of motions and shifts and changing the plays at the line of scrimmage.
Runkmeyer looking, firing. They connect. Devontae Ross picks up the first. A fastball and a nice catch there to pick up 11.
It's a good job by this offense. You're going to see Devontae Ross go out and then pivot and come back in. And that's the lane right there, creating free release for Devontae Ross right there. Nice little play concept, getting enough space for the first down.
Smolik checks back in at quarterback. He has not thrown a pass. Been all about the run when he's been in. Keeps it himself. Oh, good finish there, but Carson Shire got into the backfield. Loss of 1. Leading tackler for the Hawks in his first year starting there at linebacker.
Way to play downhill by Carson Shire right there. There he is right there. After he sees the fake, he screams to the outside of this Nittany Lion offense. Makes the play on Jackson Smolik. Great job fighting through the block, making a tackle for the loss.
Runkmeyer back in at quarterback. You played quarterback at Penn State. What do you think of this rotating back and forth?
If I was the backup guy, I would like it. If I was a starter, I would hate it.
Hands off to Singleton. Got nothing there. Rex Roth finished him off at the 35-yard line. Carson Shire was there first. Loss of 1.
It's a great job by T.J. Hall, screaming off the edge right there at the cornerback position. Just blunting the edge of the box right there. See the tight end. Luke Riddle's trying to make that block.
Deep down the middle. Flag comes in. 2 flags in. Going to get Iowa there for pass interference. Had the big blitz up the middle, and he got it off just in time.
See Intringer right
pass
there.
Interference before the defense. 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Iowa the least penalized team in the nation, but that's a big one against them there.
One thing that I wanted to see out of this Penn State offense was just the attempts of the explosive pass, right? Throw the ball downfield. I understand that guys may be covered, but you got 3 new wide receivers in here. You need explosive plays. You see Ethan right there taking a shot.
Cohen Intringer named captain on the defense there all 7 games this season. Big penalty against him allows Penn State to set up 1st and 10 on the 20. Already up 4. Pitch to Allen. Cuts it up. Good way to start that series there, or that set of downs. On first down, they pick up 8. Intringer with the stop.
Andy Kotelnicki, he breaks all the rules of offense, right? Oftentimes, you're going to run a pitch to the tight end side. No, Andy, he says, you know what? We're going to run a pitch to the 3 receiver side and still pick up yards. Get a good run by Katron Allen.
So Allen getting it going now, Mike. He's got 41 yards rushing in this quarter already, more than he had in the first half. Smolik checks back in. Hands off to Allen. He's inside the 10. First down, it'll be 1st and goal, Nittany Lions.
Little gap scheme play right there. One back power. Like the eyes right there from Kaytron Allen. Unblocked defender. Puts his left foot in the ground. Gets north. Gets the first down.
Runkmeyer settling in now to this drive. Defense and special teams helping him so much in that first half.
Paul, with all the running, a play action pass has to be coming up here soon.
2 tight ends in the game. Allen cuts it out, scores!
Kaytron Allen for the Penn State touchdown.
Kaytron Allen from 8 yards out makes it 20-10.
Well, I guess you don't have to throw the football when you can control the line of scrimmage, and you got Kaytron Allen running the football in the backfield. Check out this play right here. He's going to enter the line of scrimmage from the right side, from the left side of your screen, bounces back to the right. Looks like a play they scored on last week versus Northwestern. See Kaytron Allen kicking the door open. We're here, baby. Great drive.
Well, what a finish to the first half and what a start to the second half for Penn State. Extra point makes it 21-10, and since the last time Iowa's offense was on the field, special teams scored a touchdown for the Nittany Lions. Offense gets it to start this third quarter, and right down the field they go, leaning on their top back, Kaytron Allen, in from 8 yards out, and Penn State now leads 21-10. Well, you come right back to your best player on offense, Kaytron Allen. Mikey was slow in the first half. He was outstanding on that last drive.
Outstanding. And you know what? It seems like Andy Kotelnicki and the offensive staff, they've leaned on this run game. They've leaned on Kaytron. They've leaned on the double teams of inside zone, which is one of Kaytron Allen's many, many plays that he likes to run.
Wosu, we'll see if Weegan gets to bring this one out. 2 yards deep. Caden Weegan out to the 27-yard line. That's where Mark Gronowski will take over with the Iowa offense. Let's think about the Penn State defense and their top tackler in the first half. No surprise, Zachy Wheatley.
Yeah, Zachy Wheatley is all over the field. You're going to see this play right here. Here's the tip interception. One hand, look at the ball skills right there. And this is what you love about Zachy, right? He's a willing blitzer. He's an athletic blitzer. He can get after the quarterback. But I love the block destruction and the short tackle. And this kid is playing at a top-level safety play right here. Here you go right here, making a tackle in the open field, forcing the Iowa Hawkeyes to use a timeout right before the end of the half. Great play by Zachy Wheatley.
A lot of good players in the secondary for Penn State, but perhaps number 6 leading the way. Iowa right to the ground. And a gash off the left side just across the 30. Picks up 5 for a Penn State injury update. Here's Caroline.
Yeah, guys, Zariah Fisher appears to be dealing with an injury. He started talking to the athletic training staff in the first half, spent some time on the bike, and then went in early to the locker room for halftime. When he came back out at the start of the second half, he seemed to be in some discomfort. He was limping. He's been bending and stretching his right knee a lot on the sideline. We'll keep you posted as it progresses.
Caroline, thank you. The good news there, Iowa offensive coordinator Tim Lester raving about all the defensive ends that Penn State plays. Caden Weegan, they tried to get it to the edge. Nittany Lions ready to bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, that's that secondary showing up for the Nittany Lions. Again, A.J. Harris right there on the tackle. Oftentimes you see corners, they like to cover people, but oftentimes you don't see corners willing to tackle. You see A.J. Harris right there making a big-time impact tackle.
We approach the halfway point of this third quarter, and Iowa not in a familiar position for them, and that's down double digits in a Big Ten game. They've got a win against Rutgers, lost a close one against Indiana, and then blew out Wisconsin last weekend.
Don't know if the game has gotten to where the Penn State team has kind of talked Iowa out of the run game. Not quite yet.
To the pass here on 3rd and 3. Gronowski keeps and picks up the first, and then some. Big sprint for Mark Gronowski. King Mack finally brought him down, but he got 42.
Good job by Mark Gronowski right here. One of my old ball coaches, Joe Paterno, used to tell me, Mike Robb, if you're going to scramble, go north and south, forget going east and west. You see Mark Gronowski right here. This is when he's at his best running forward, right? You're not going to get him running around the defense or circling the defense. He's more of a power, straight line runner. You see these Iowa Hawkeyes fans going crazy.
Longest play for either side of this game as Gronowski nears 2,000 rushing yards for his career. 1st and 10. Well protected, sideline, he's got some room. Caden Weegan dives out to the 20, about a yard short of the first. Zion Tracy with the stop.
Yeah, good tackle by Zion right there, but I see what Tim Lester was trying to set up. You have a couple bubble screens with Weegan a few times, and they were setting up the longer pass right there. The Penn State defensive backs did a great job keeping their eyes on their luggage. So you see Mark Gronowski having to check it down.
Kirk Ferentz described him well earlier this year. He said he used to be reckless, and now he's fearless. Getting the ball to him as often as they can. Kamari Moulton, 1st down. And look at that finish, muscling his way inside the 10 to set up 1st and goal.
Good job by this Iowa offense. Again, what you like is running the football weak side from under center, right? I know we get accustomed to seeing a lot of shotgun runs, but you see this Iowa Hawkeye offense running the football from under center. The first time Kamari meets contact was from the safety King Mack. Good run by Iowa.
Had to sit and watch Caleb Johnson have a monster year last year. He was ready and has evolved into the top back for the Hawks. Right side again. Hesitation doesn't get him anywhere. Penn State's D-line wins that one. No game.
Xavier Gilliam. Oh, man. We saw him go out a little bit earlier in the game, a little banged up. He also blocked the field goal right before halftime. Does a good job right here. There he is right there. It's just stopping this run, holding up the guard. They're trying to double team him. He splits the double team, makes the tackle in the backfield. That's a playmaking defensive tackle.
2nd down and goal now. I formation for Moulton. There he is, cuts it back. Inside the 5, almost broke that one. They gain 5, and Mike now they'll face 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line.
3rd and goal. I would anticipate again getting your quarterback, Mark Gronowski, a guy who likes to run the football himself, getting him on the edge.
Prior to the ball being spotted, play is stopped for an injury to the offense.
And that's their young wide receiver, Zayton Howard. Kirk Ferentz sharing with us, just watching his confidence grow by the week. It's tough to see him hobbling off the field there.
Big receiver, 6'5", 215, sophomore out of Kansas City, Missouri. One of the bigger wide receivers for this Iowa Hawkeyes offense.
Look at those numbers there, Mike. Both teams want to lean on the run. They tried in the first half. It didn't work. But now in the second half, both sides are finding the going much better here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they're just getting it going, finding their rhythm. That's how the run game hits, right? Both of these teams are zone running schemes. Have to get reps to get the running game going.
Keep an eye on Gronowski keeping the ball himself. He has Moulton to his left. Keeps it, easily scores, touchdown Iowa.
Rushing touchdown number 10 for Mark Gronowski. Paul, you said it right before the play. We wouldn't be surprised if this young quarterback keeps the football for himself. You see Penn State defense completely fooled. You see Davian Collins, the corner, by himself, looking for the run as Mark Gronowski walks into the end zone. I think they're going for 2, Paul.
Yes, they are. Don't be surprised that Gronowski keeps it himself again. Some kind of run pass option. Trying to make it a 3-point game. End zone off the fingertips. Zach Ortworth couldn't quite catch up to that one, so it remains 21-16.
2-point try is unsuccessful.
Gronowski with the legs had a lot to do with that touchdown drive. He had the longest play of this game. Terrific fake inside to Moulton. Allowed him to be that free on the outside. Penn State's lead has been cut to 5. Sunday nights, it's an NFC collision led by 2 electrifying playmakers. Bijan Robinson and the Falcons take on Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers in prime time. Sunday, 7 o'clock Eastern on NBC and Peacock. There might be a couple of good tight ends in that game. And each one of these schools, Mike Rob, claim to be tight end university.
Come on now.
What do you think? You going to break the tie?
Well, you know, I'm a homer a little bit, right? I went to Penn State. Tyler Warren, you saw what he did last year. I think this offense could use Tyler Warren this year. What you think, Paul?
He had over 100 catches last year. They'd love to have him back. They look into the Iowa tight ends. George Kittle expected back and playing tomorrow night. Good one here in Iowa City. The Hawkeyes just scored to make it 21-16. And Penn State has a chance to bring it out here. And they get out just to the 20-yard line. Hey, Katron Allen, Mike Rob, had a drive the last time they had it that you can appreciate.
Yes, he had a drive. Again, this is just inside zone, getting the tailback to the second level. He's a tough guy to bring down for not only any defender, but especially defensive backs, getting them on the edge right there, forcing defensive backs to make a tackle on a big, thick running back. And again, you love the vision right here, bouncing it outside, walking into the end zone. Katron Allen, the main man for this Nittany Lion offense.
Ran for only 30 yards in the first half. He got 53 on that drive. Bruckmeyer swings it out wide. Iowa defense there. Carson Shire. Boy, that's good find to the finish there by Nicholas Singleton.
Really good fight by Nicholas right there. But Carson Shire, oh my goodness. How many times are we calling this kid's name? He's all over the field, Paul.
Just a program kid for Iowa. Sat and watched, played on special teams, redshirted, waited his turn, and now is easily Iowa's leading tackler. And you often see him sideline to sideline.
Yeah, sideline to sideline. I mean, he had a career-high 10 tackles versus Rutgers this year. 6'2", 235 pounds. Program guy, as you said. But this kid's running around like his hair's on fire.
Up the middle, good fight at the end across the 25-yard line. Andy Kotelnicki will like this third down because of that effort. 7-yard, bring up third down and short.
Third down and short again. We still haven't seen Ethan Bruckmeyer's legs show up here in the second half. If I'm Andy Kotelnicki, I'm putting him in a position where he can run it or he can throw it, possibly a read option, some type of RPO, getting your young quarterback on the edge.
Allen had a season-high 16 carries last week. He's already at 17. Quick toss to the outside. And that's a first down. Just enough. Trevor Pena got on his horse right away to pick up 4 and move the sticks.
Yeah, just a little short pass right there. You've seen New England Patriots when they had Tom Brady running plays like this. Just getting the ball in your playmaker's hands, forcing the cornerback to make a one-on-one tackle with 2 blockers in front of him, enough to get a few yards for the first down.
Wide receivers outside of Devontae Ross were quiet last week. They're happy to jump back in at a key time right there. First and 10, Allen, quick feed at the line of scrimmage, and that got him some extra. Picks up 6.
Good run right there. Even better block by tight end Khalil Dinkins. You're just going to see him kind of, there he is, flashing across your screen, blocking 41. For the Iowa Hawkeyes, creating a lane for Katron Allen.
But no surprise with the kind of career he's had. You see the numbers to say Katron Allen approaching another 100-yard game. Jackson Smollett, the backup quarterback, checks back in, as he has done often here tonight. He gives to Allen. And Allen won't get there this time. Got about a half a yard to set up another third down and short.
Third down and short right there. You see Brian Allen on the tackle. This defensive line of this Iowa Hawkeye team playing very solid and sound. They're not great penetrators. They don't want to penetrate, right? They just want to play the line of scrimmage, 2-gap, and force the ball to bounce. Good job controlling the line of scrimmage.
After a slow start on third down, Penn State has converted each of their last 3 attempts. They need 3 this time. Little pump. In trouble. To the sideline, and a nice catch at the 40. It's a yard short.
Good defense.
Pena got 2 when he needed 3. And how bold do they want to be?
Let's see what Terry Smith is going to do right here. Critical time in this game.
All signs point to going forward here on 4th and 1. Again, Iowa #1 in the nation 4th down defense. The Penn State 2 for 2 converting tonight. Direct snap, ball didn't get there. Luke Reynolds, the tight end, came in, and he's short.
What a play by this Iowa Hawkeyes defense. Wow. Looked like Ethan Grunkemeyer tried to fool this Iowa defense by looking to the sideline. See, Luke Reynolds gets under center and takes the snap. But this Iowa Hawkeye defense was ready for it. Look at the signals.
So Jaden Montgomery, the middle linebacker, came in to get him.
See Aaron Graves right there at the bottom of that pile. What a play by this defense.
Iowa's defense came up with a couple of huge 4th down stops last home game against Indiana. And a big one there to set them up 1st and 10 on the Penn State 40.
Wow. Critical play in this game.
Iowa's scoring drive last time they had it was almost all on the ground. And they give inside. Big hole up the middle. And a good cut. Moulton down inside the 20. He got 21.
Really good backfield action. And great play call by Tim Lester.
Well, Penn State had a wonderful start to that 3rd quarter, but it's the Hawkeyes with a touchdown drive. And now a 4th down stop and the run game flexing. Hawkeyes, Nittany Lions always play it tight in Iowa City. 1 quarter left. Penn State by 5. Welcome back to Big Ten Saturday on Peacock, presented by Liberty Mutual. 4th quarter set to go. You think Iowa, Penn State, night game at Kinnick Stadium. You think about a back and forth, close affair with an alive crowd. We're staring that in the face here with 15 minutes left to go. Iowa gets right on the ball. Kamari Moulton. And he gets to the 15-yard line. And he is now over 100 yards rushing. He has been the man in their backfield.
Yeah, he has been the man. He does a lot of things right, but what I love about him is his short area quickness, right? When he gets in what we call the Briar pass between the tackles, he has short. Oh, my goodness, what happened there?
The Hawks operating with some pace there. They tried to get him on the toss sweep to the right side. Collins from his corner spot threw him for a loss of 5, so now he's back under 100 yards.
You see how Davian Collins right there, one of the better cover corners for the Nittany Lions, showing his toughness right there, fighting off the block of the tight end and making a big-time tackle for a loss.
Iowa operating faster than they had at any point of this game, getting right back on the ball. And now they're facing 3rd down and 12. Gronowski sets up a tight end screen. They got inside the 15, about 5 yards short of a first. Hayden Large, with his first touch of the game, gets 7. And now here comes Drew Stevens. He's just 1 for 3 tonight. He's good from 39. He missed from 46, and he had a 66-yarder blocked late in the 2nd quarter. This one from 32.
A little bit more in his range. But did you see that tackle by Zakee Wheatley? Again, another big-time impact tackle, forcing the field goal attempt.
Snap and holder there, and his field goal attempt is right down the middle. Iowa is to within 2, and he is Iowa's all-time leader in field goals. It's brought to you by Genesis Motor America. Learn more at genesis.com. Last time Iowa beat a ranked opponent here, October 9th, 2021. That's Iowa beating Penn State 23-20 after scoring 10 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Significant win for one corner starter at Iowa. Number 2, TJ Hall. He was on his official visit here to Iowa City that weekend. He was committed to Washington and said he really started taking Iowa seriously after that visit. Loved the finish of the game and the celebration. Said it had a lot to do with him starting here at corner right now.
So he has Penn State to thank for ending up here at Iowa. Okay, I like it.
Penn State will begin on the 25. Let's go down to Carolina.
Well, guys, TJ Hall loves the defensive coordinator Phil Parker's energy and intensity, and he's been embodying that down here on the sideline. After that last fourth down stop, he was fired up. He was chanting along with the crowd behind the bench. And meanwhile, Deshaun Lee just kept saying, huge stop, guys, huge stop.
Yeah, TJ Hall had that pass breakup that led to the interception also early in this game. Leads the Big Ten in that category. Now the Iowa defense will try to come through again. They at one point were down 21-10. Now down by 2. To the ground. Big gash inside for Katron Allen. And he gets across the 30 to pick up 6. Montgomery made the stop.
Whenever this Penn State offense cannot have that quick penetration, and Katron Allen can get just, an open, lane into the line of scrimmage, his burst, his ability to be physical between the tackles, it's really given this Iowa defense some issues.
Well, he's really had to work for it, getting just over 5 yards per carry, but he now has his 10th career 100-yard rushing game. Two in the backfield. To pass. They swing it out to Allen behind him. Now that was a forward pass. Iowa's going to pick it up, but not a fumble. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, I know Ethan Grunkemeyer wishes he had that pass back for a runner. I know runners, we have great hands, but you want to hit a running back just a yard in front of his front number so he can catch the football in stride and attack the defense going forward. Katron just couldn't get his hips turned to make that catch.
Always thought you couldn't expect running backs to make a tough catch, Mike Brown. Maybe a tough run, though. We'll see what they have on 3rd and 4. Four-man rush. Grunkemeyer going to try for it himself. And he got there. Courageous dive at the end for a new set of downs and a gain of 5.
Really good play by Ethan Grunkemeyer right there. This Iowa defense was ready for the crossers of 3rd down that Andy Kotelnicki and this Penn State offense loves to do on 3rd down. What did Ethan do? He saw the crossers. He saw the fact that this Iowa defense was ready, scrambled, got the 1st down. Big time play by Ethan Grunkemeyer.
So now he's on the sideline. They've been doing this back and forth quite a bit. Jackson Smollett, the backup from Des Moines, checks in. And he has Katron Allen. Allen left side. Good block. Well hit. Excellent call there on the good block there, Mike Robb. It sprung him there at the end out to the 45-yard line.
A little block right there by Trevor Pena. Just getting the outside edge of the defender to give Katron an alley. There it is right there. Again, when you get this guy in the 2nd level, defensive backs don't want to hit this kid, Katron Allen.
Grunkemeyer has done all the passing here for Penn State, 11 out of 21. And Smolik has been handing off or keeping it himself. There's a keep. And a little muscle at the end. Ball came out. Ball came out. And on the 48-yard line, Penn State got back on it. Xavier Wampa, big hit to jar it loose.
Oh my goodness, Xavier Wampa. See him getting excited right there. An impact tackle. Quarterbacks, they don't get hit during the week. They definitely get hit in games. You see Jackson Smollett right there. Welcome to the Big Ten, young fella. This Iowa Hawkeye defense. See Kyron Hudson right there on the spot to get the fumble.
Right place, right time for the former Trojan. Terry Smith, interim head coach. We approach the 10-minute mark with his Nittany Lions up 21-19. Ball came out right there as well, but Penn State again gets back on it. Grunkemeyer pounced on the ball.
You're going to see this Penn State offense a lot of times in the shotgun. And oftentimes they're not always comfortable with going under center and hearing a cadence, a vocal cadence. And I think right there you just see Ethan Grunkenmeyer not keeping his hands with the center and having a fumble.
Second down 11. Plenty of time on that play clock. Quick throw. Boy, that did not feel right from the beginning, Mike. Bounced it out there toward Kyron Hudson to bring up third.
Yeah, it's almost like Ethan started his motion to throw, and then he realized this probably isn't the best decision, and he tried to walk it back, and then he just threw it into the dirt to live to fight another day.
Well, Penn State has been much better on third down as this game has gotten longer, but this one plays into Phil Parker's hands. Third down 11.
Yeah, the defensive playbook is open to Phil Parker and this Iowa Hawkeyes defense. Will they stay back and play zone, or will they get after the young quarterback and Ethan Grunkenmeyer?
Linebacker blitz on the way. Grunkenmeyer on the move. Finds his tight end for a first down. Andrew Rappelier with his first catch, and it was a big one.
Ethan Grunkenmeyer using his legs to get out of trouble. Finds Andrew Rappelier, who's been coming on as a blocker. Just see him with a drag route, getting enough yards for the first down. Big time play by Ethan Grunkenmeyer, keeping his eyes downfield, making a play with his legs.
I go back to what he told us during the week, that you'll notice I'm more elusive in the pocket than Drew. His biggest plays today, run and pass, have started with a move in the pocket. Hands off this time, and a good cut by Allen. Gets him across the 35-yard line. Good pickup on first down.
Really good pickup on first down. And first down plays for both of these offenses vitally important, with the fact that that Penn State has a young quarterback and Iowa has a quarterback that hadn't been with them for a very long time. But if you can get great yards on first down, it sets up easier third downs for later on in the drive.
Thinking of set up. Katron Allen told us this week he's been setting up defenders well this week when he gets to the hole.
Yeah.
Did that right there. Second down 4. More Allen and another first down. Katron Allen getting some extra on his own for a gain of 13.
Big time run by Katron Allen right here. Inside zone. We call this staying in the dark crease. He's going to enter right here and then stay right along this path right here. Oftentimes running backs are scared to stay in the dark crease. No, not Katron. He understands there's daylight on the other side. Good strong run, running behind his pads, running through arm tackles, physically imposing his will in his Iowa Hawkeye defense.
Pitch it inside to Reynolds, the tight end. Oh, little shovel pass to the big fella inside the 15. Luke Reynolds got that one.
Andy Kotelnicki, offensive coordinator for the Penn State Nittany Lions. He's getting in his bag right now, mixing things up, running left, running right, screen here, screen there, shovel pass right here, putting this offense in a great position to pick up another first down.
Boy, just when they needed yards and to take time off the clock, Andy Kotelnicki sees his offense with an 11-play drive. Singleton. And he fights down to the 10. And that's enough for another first down.
Really good run by Nicholas Singleton right there. You love to see the fact that Singleton is having some success, right? This kid is very fast. He was the lead back here earlier in the season, and is mature enough to understand that what he was doing wasn't getting it done, and Katron is getting more carries. Great mature attitude by that young back.
7-minute drive. Penn State with twice as many rushing yards in this half compared to the first. He keeps it. Grunkenmeyer. End zone, incomplete. Low offering for Trevor Pena and tight coverage from Zach Lutmer.
Good play right there by Zach Lutmer. Staying with Trevor Pena right there on the crosser. See Zach Lutmer right there, having to switch defenders, switch receivers on the fly. Trevor,
Katron Allen back in, 23 carries for 131 yards already. Up the middle, Allen wrapped up at the 10. Cohen Intringer, the safety on a blitz, keeps that to no gain, and it's 3rd and goal.
This Iowa Hawkeyes defense, when you pack them in tight and you make the formation close, they have a lot of power and strength in the middle of this Iowa defense. Andy Kotelnicki may want to spread these guys out and then start to run the football from the spread formations, as they found some success earlier in this drive.
They converted 5 of the last 6 on 3rd down. They need a touchdown here. Quarterback drop, drill to the backfield. Cohen Intringer. Giant hit for a loss.
Big time play call by defensive coordinator Phil Parker. Waited for the perfect time to send the blitz. Sending 3 second-level blitzers right there. Man on the outside, understanding exactly what Andy Kotelnicki wants to do. Making a big-time play on the quarterback, forcing the field goal try.
Ryan Barker, 32 yards out. First attempted field goal on the road this year. Now he's got it. Long drive, time off the clock, points at the end. Penn State leads 24-19. Salsa and the big QP burger with fries. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 that you can eat. Who's this guy?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't mean for y'all to show that one.
oh, no.
There you go, Paul.
It's tough to find a completion in that game. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for finding one. Oh, maybe 2?
Well, Paul, would you play on AstroTurf? How long ago was this? Oh, my goodness.
First Alamo Bowl ever. Those are 2 of the, maybe the 2 only good plays on offense that day.
It's all good, man.
Whoever had to go look for those, thank you very much. Penn State's offense just came up with a 16-play, 61-yard drive that ended in a field goal and took 8 minutes off the clock. Big moment for the Iowa offense coming up inside of 5 minutes, trailing by 5. Mark Gronowski for the season leads Iowa in rushing attempts, and he's had his moments tonight.
Yeah, he has had his moments, especially around the goal line. And this one right here was just a scramble. Ripped off 40-plus rushing yards on this play alone. And then right down there by the goal line, you see him with the read option, reading the outside defender, completely fools the Penn State defense, walks into the end zone. This kid, when he has the ball in his hands and he's running the football like that, forces true 11-on-11 football. Let's see if he has more of those runs on this next drive.
The second half, the Hawkeyes have 88 rushing yards and only 17 passing yards. See what they lead with here. A Gronowski keep, and a good one. He's got room. There goes Gronowski. Inside the 10. Collins eventually tracked him down. But the biggest play of the night sets up Iowa 1st and goal.
Great read by Mark Gronowski. He was going to fake it here, and the play supposed to go out here. He saw defenders put his foot in the ground and went north. And look at Mark Gronowski as he weaves through this Penn State defense. Bodies flying everywhere. Come on, Mark. Finish the run as you see him trying to cut back and get it to the end zone. An explosive run from this Iowa Hawkeyes offense.
He's now over 100 yards rushing on the night. And around. Weegin. Speed. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Caden Weegin. Wow, one explosive play to get you down there by your quarterback, Mark Gronowski, and then give it to your most explosive and electric player in Caden Weegin as he turns the corner. Out-leverages this Penn State defense. Could have possibly caught a hole right there, but the offensive player kept his feet moving, gets into the end zone, touchdown.
So now they're going to go for 2 to make it a 3-point lead. Bolton is the back. Well, 2-play touchdown drive to see if they can get 2 points here. They'll try it through the air. End zone, way too much over the head of Parker. And the score remains 25-24. Literally, if you blinked, you missed that touchdown drive. Set up by Gronowski. We're talking about how much he's been running. Patience up the middle, and here comes the sprint. Set him up inside the 10. Tim Lester talks about the Weegan package. Here's one of those plays. Got him into the end zone inside of 4 minutes in Iowa City. Now it's the Hawkeyes by 1. Time now for the upcoming schedule presented by Liberty Mutual. Next Saturday, Big Ten schedule, Rutgers, Purdue, noon on Fox. 7 p.m. on NBC, Michigan versus Michigan State. Mike Robb, they play for Paul Bunyan's trophy.
Paul Bunyan's trophy. I know there's a lot of trophies in the Big Ten, Paul. I'm glad you had that read, not me. Lots of trophies.
Gorgeous weather on a Saturday evening here, adding to the enjoyment of Penn State, Iowa. And from 4 yards out, Corey Smith takes it out to the 23-yard line. And so now a big moment for second-year offensive coordinator Andy Kotelnicki, and a redshirt freshman making his first start at Penn State, Ethan Grunkmeyer. Mikey's been struggling through the air, doesn't even have 100 yards. Has made plays with his legs, and has Katron Allen, who has 131 yards rushing.
Yeah, you got to lean on Katron Allen in this run game for the Nittany Lions. You have all 3 of your timeouts. You're not quite in 2-minute mode right now. You can take your time, run your offense, and do the things you need to do to run an efficient offense.
Gibbs to Allen, being chased. Brought down from behind right when he crossed the 25-yard line. And that's Jaden Montgomery, middle linebacker, in his second career start, keeping that to a gain of 5.
Yeah, good job by Jaden Montgomery, running sideline to sideline. You see Katron Allen trying to force the issue, getting outside. He's not a guy that I would put going outside, but I understand Andy Kotelnicki's thinking. Put the bigger body back on the second level on the outside and force these defensive backs to make some tough tackles. Let's see what he has in store for second down.
Right back to Allen on the pitch. And picked his way to the 32-yard line, a yard short of the first down. Inside of the yard. Gain of 4. Now, Mike, last time Penn State had the ball, they kept it for 16 plays and 61 yards. They give him the first there. And then it ended with a field goal, and they've got the same thing in mind here. Right back on the ball. Allen didn't get much that time. Give him a couple. Montgomery again with the stop.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get back on the football. They didn't know if the spot was going to be challenged or looked at again. They wanted to jump back on the football and make sure they had the first down.
Back to the air, sideline. Dinkins, the tight end, his first touch. And that's a big get as they move the chains again. Penn State's offense clicking here late.
Really good job by Ethan Grunkmeyer right there, hitting Khalil Dinkins in the flat. Khalil has done a great job all night blocking. He's been playing kind of the second tight end position and blocking for these runners of Penn State.
2-minute timeout's going to get him here. Let quite a few seconds tick off without a play there. Setting up for a great finish in Iowa City. Iowa leads by 1. And it looked like Penn State picked up a first down with a pass to Khalil Dinkins. Ruled a first down, but Reggie Smith, what did you see?
When the ball carrier's left foot goes out of bounds, the ball position in his left arm appears to be about 3/4 of a yard to a full yard short of the line to gain. Now, despite the 2-minute timeout, replays had all the time to look at this, and they left it on the table.
Bottom line, first down and 10 for Penn State. This drive has started well for them. Down 1, 2 minutes left. Back to Allen. Patience does not pay off. Drilled right at the 45-yard line there. Ethan Hurkett, defensive end, makes the play. Nittany Lions with all 3 3 timeouts left. Their field goal kicker, Ryan Barker, has a career long of 49. Grunkemeyer looking, swings it out wide. Allen, bumped out of bounds by Intringer.
Good play by Intringer right there. At some point, this Penn State offense is gonna have to go downfield some to get the first down and get in the field goal range. Let's see what Andrew Kotelnicki has for 3rd and 5. He was brought to Penn State for these situations. Let's see if he can figure out a way to out-leverage this Iowa Hawkeye defense. You see Ethan Grunkemeyer right there, bouncing in the pocket, finding an outlet. Catron just couldn't get more yards.
3rd and 5. Singleton stood up, and he's got work to do. Montgomery with the stop. Only got 1 to set up a pivotal 4th down.
There's that Jaden Montgomery linebacker again showing up. I think Penn State's going to take the timeout.
All right, Mike, Rob, Andy Kotelnicki kind of right in the middle here. 4 yards, usually thinking pass. Ethan Grunkemeyer, only 93 yards passing tonight, has been struggling for the most part as Barker warms up. Again, his career long is 49, but first things first, they got to take care of this 4th down. Catron Allen's been the man. Would you run it in this spot?
Unfortunately, I wouldn't run it in this spot right now. I would give my offense the best opportunity to pick up this first down. Your quarterback is mobile. I would give him a run-pass option. Put him on the edge, give him the ability to run for the first down himself or throw an easy pass for a good first down.
Yeah, the strict pass from the pocket has been a battle for him, but when he's moved, he's made plays. And this is 4th and 4, Iowa up by 1.
And I would move the pocket because a straight drop back pass, I got a feeling Phil Parker may come after him.
Here comes the blitz. Grunkemeyer in trouble. Floats it. Batted. No flag.
What a play by this Iowa Hawkeye defense. Coach Phil Parker picked this time tonight when he wanted to send pressure. Waited for 4th and 4. Sent Wampu through the A-gap. An athletic blitzer. Ethan Grunkemeyer tried the best he could to throw it up to Trevor Pena. Lee all over it.
And there was some contact there. Lee, physicality at the end. They let him play, incomplete. Still football to be played there. 1:14 left. Penn State has 2 timeouts left.
Still has time to stop the clock and possibly get the football back, but if they do, this Penn State team is not going to have a lot of time to do any work.
From under center, the give to Bolton. 2 hands on the ball, powers his way down to the 46. Penn State uses that timeout, and they'll have 1 left. 1:08 remaining in Iowa City. Iowa with the ball and a 1-point lead.
2nd timeout.
1:08 left here at Kinnick Stadium. Iowa leading Penn State 25-24. The Nittany Lions with 1 timeout left. Hawkeyes with 2nd down and 7. So thinking about the math with the clock management, if Penn State can prevent them from getting the first down, they'll use the timeout. Iowa will have to go through with a punt on 4th down if Penn State can stop it. Bolton, the tailback. Gronowski himself up the middle. Just hang on to the ball and hope the seconds tick off. Now the whistles blow. Penn State calls a timeout. Their last one, 1:01 left.
3rd and final timeout of the half. Penn State, 30 seconds duration.
Iowa was down at 1 point, 21-10, but have responded so well here in the 4th quarter, Mike.
Yeah, they definitely responded. I mean, just Phil Parker getting in his bag, sending the blitz at the right times, and then this explosive run by Mike Gronowski, right? Explosive run, got him down there in the scoring zone, and eventually this offense ends up in the end zone. And to me, that was the critical part of this fourth quarter comeback for this Iowa Hawkeye team.
And a big stop on 4th and 4 moments ago. Runkmeyer broken up by Lee.
And Kirk Ferentz and Phil Parker, they've been doing this thing for a very long time. Some of those safety blitzes remind me when Bob Sanders used to blitz me back in the day. Those timely blitzes. Phil Parker definitely understands exactly how to coach this defense.
All right, 1:01 left. 3rd down and 6 for Iowa. Gronowski. Oh, he keeps it, and he's going to end it. That'll do it.
Great play calling by Tim Lester right there, offensive coordinator for the Iowa Hawkeyes. All night you've been running in between the tackles. All night you've been pounding it. Your quarterback keeps it, goes around the edge, finishes the game, slides. You feel for Terry Smith right there. Look at that fake.
And Gronowski from the victory formation takes a knee. And that will do it. He rushes for 130 yards. And Iowa comes out with a 25-24 win. Penn State loses for a 4th consecutive time. Kirk Ferentz and the Hawkeyes will have 2 consecutive wins in the Big Ten. But Terry Smith can hold his head high after that Nittany Lion effort. And what a game. That ends with Iowa winning by 1.
This Iowa team has put the entire Big Ten on notice. They lost to one of the top teams in the country in Indiana just a few weeks ago by 5 points. And some could argue they should have won that game. The defense has been playing well all year. This offense, if they can get their passing vertical game a little bit better, they can do some damage.
Caroline with the winning head coach, Kirk Ferentz.
Coach, it took key plays in all 3 phases. How did your team get this win tonight?
You know, they just kept playing. They don't quit. It's been a great group to work with since January, and they, we got a lot of character, a lot of leaders, and the guys don't quit. There was, a lot of bumps today, and I didn't help matters before the half.
You told us that Mark Gronowski has earned the respect of everyone on this team. What did he show you late?
I mean, the guy's just a winner. He's a tough winner, so I'm glad he's on our team.
I saw you smiling at the crowd before you came over to talk to me. You told me before the game they would try to help you out. How much did they?
The what? I'm sorry.
How much did the crowd help you out?
Oh, I mean, Kinnick night is just awesome. It's just can't get any better. So, we've had some really good nights in here, and this is another one.
Coach, thanks for the time.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks.
Paul?
Kirk, Caroline, thank you. And I think many expected this kind of game. Now the last 4 meetings between Iowa and Penn State at Kinnick been decided by 6 points or less. Fun night of college football here inside of Kinnick. Gronowski, the hero, with 130 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, and you saw it right there. Mark is now with Caroline.
Mark, we see the emotion, the excitement. What stands out about this win?
Gosh, I mean, the fans really showed out today. We played with a ton of grit, and we have such a tough team that works so hard. I'm so proud of those guys up front.
What's so special about this stadium at night?
Oh, man, you can just feel it right when you walk out of the stadium. We're playing back in black. And, I mean, you can feel the whole thing shaking when you're walking out. There's nothing like playing at Kinnick at night. It's so much fun.
You have been dealing with a knee injury, but you had a huge run to set up the go-ahead touchdown. How is it feeling on that?
Hey, right now it feels pretty damn good. I know I really wanted to score on that one. Need to unhitch the trailer next time, but that was a great way to finish off the game. We needed one play at a time. We didn't need to get it all on that one, but O-line did a great job up front. We were able to do it.
Mark, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Paul?
Caroline and Mark, thank you. And what a game it was here Each side had terrific moments. A lot of focus, Mike Robb, on Penn State for what happened this last week with the firing of James Franklin. We started out the broadcast with your thoughts on the move. What'd you see from their effort the last 3+ hours?
I saw a championship effort by the Penn State Nittany Lions. They showed up and showed out, not only for Terry Smith, the interim head coach, but these guys played for the coach that they love, James Franklin, who's no longer with the organization. This team needs to continue to have this same energy as it goes through the rest of the season. This is a tough place to play at Kinnick Stadium. And so use the energy you got from this game and carry it for the rest of your season.
In the end, 4 lead changes later here in Iowa City. It's the Hawkeyes winning 25-24 over Penn State. Thanks for being with us and watching Big Ten Saturday on Peacock, presented by Liberty Mutual. Tune in to NBC and Peacock for the conclusion of USC and Notre Dame. Again, the Fighting Irish and the Trojans classic rivalry right now on NBC. Back and forth we went. In the end, it's the legs of Mark Gronowski that proved to be the difference for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Good run there by Weegan as well. Iowa wins 25-24. For Caroline Pineda, Mike Robinson, and our entire crew, I'm Paul Burmeister. Thanks for being with us tonight from Iowa City.